Hey, hey family, did you miss me? I know, I missed you guys so much. And I apologize for leaving without so much as a Dear John letter, without a word, nothing. Just stopped. And I was wrong. And I'm so sorry. I ask you to forgive me. And I hope you will. It's been a minute. But you know what day it is. It's Saturday. Let's get into it.
Hey, it's Saturday. That means we're going to spend some time with God. Welcome to Saturdays with God with your girl, Ashlea Renee. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get started.
All right, baby. I'm back. Whoop, 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 whoop. And I'm not going anywhere this time. And I know what you're asking. Ashley, where you been? Touche. Great question. I'm glad you asked. I've been going through storm after storm, most internal, but I've been going through it the wrong way. And don't get me wrong, it's not about the storm, because everybody has storms. You know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through issues in life, tests and trials. Everybody has them. It's a part of life. It's a part of being a human being. That's not going to change. It's normal, okay? But I just was doing it all wrong. And if you're telling me that you aren't going through storms, then maybe you just came out of one. You fresh out. Or you're in the quiet before the storm. Either you're going in, or coming out. Which one? And if you don't know which one, but your life is going crazy, you are in a storm, and you've probably been there for a minute. Okay. So, either way, I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I think you know what I'm talking about. And I see you nodding your head. Okay, cool. But here's the thing. I've been going around about this all wrong. And the problem is, and this is the problem rather, and this is where we begin today. So you say, actually, how do you go through a storm or a fire wrong? For me, the first thing is I panic. The second is I try to fight the storm. Like I'm constantly fighting the storm. And the third thing is at a certain point, I stop fighting, I stop moving, I just sit in it and I start living in the storm. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Okay. So, can I just tell y'all, family, that, like I said, I've been going through this all wrong. I almost always panic. And I want you to understand, it's not in a running around screaming type of panic. You don't see it. You may not ever hear it come out of my mouth, but the stress and the anxiety shows up. It shows up in my work. It shows up in my home. It shows up in my body. Like if you come to my house, right now my house is clean. My kitchen stays clean. All this, but if I'm going through turmoil, you will walk in my house and be like, "What the heck is going on?" It's evident. You can see it. You know what I mean? And that's my panic. I'm stressed. I have anxiety, and it's a constant. Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I'm not saying it, but you can see it. Okay, so I panic, and then once I'm panicking, my body is racking with pain. I don't sleep good. I'm anxious about everything. My work, everything in my job suffers. Like everything around me begins to suffer. Sometimes I don't even bathe. We keep it 100 around here, right? Nothing's changed about that. Okay. And then I try to fight the storm. I try to dispute it. So I'm calling customer service, I'm calling the help desk, I'm doing everything to fight it. I'm in straight combat mode. And that adds more stress because I can't fight the storm. And because everything that I'm doing to fight the storm, it ain't working. It doesn't work. That's not how it works. And then finally, I get so tired after trying to fight the storm, from the stress and the anxiety of the panicking because I'm in a storm, that I then just lay down and just let the storm just run clean over me. I like saying this word because I heard it on Fred Hammond's live album, Spirit of David live album. I think it's Spirit of David. I don't know. But the lady, she said, you just like come in and just run Rashad all over me. I just love that word, but it's a horrible meaning. Because I just let the storm just like come in and just take over. I'm no longer moving forward. I'm not moving at all. I'm just sitting in it and just letting it just wave after wave after wave. Okay, but you get the point. At the end of the day, this is not good. It's not good. And this, what happens is me sitting in the storm and not moving, I began to feel completely defeated. All hope starts to leave. And if hope leaves, then you know I don't have no faith. My faith starts to dwindle, to dwindle, to dwindle, to dwindle. And then I begin to feel defeated and oppressed. And we know oppression leads to depression. And it may not be the clinical depression where you're like the long-term depression, but it can become that. It's real talk. It can become that. Because we're sitting in a storm. And I'm going to pause right here because I want to make sure you understand. There are things that the storm is designed to do. And nowhere that I have read in the Bible does it say you're supposed to sit in the storm, live in the storm. Everywhere I read, it says through the storm. Through means there's a beginning and an end. There's an entrance and an exit. Through. This is like, this is the way my brain thinks, but this is like going to Six Flags and going through the Monster Plantation and getting off the ride and just sitting in the exhibit. In the dark, and you see people going past you, going straight through, but you sitting in it. Get the visual? Through. So now I've had to learn a new way to go through storms. Similar to how you would go through a fire. Or how you would get out of fire. Like if you were on fire, we all learned in school, what's the rule? Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, roll. I don't know about you, but in elementary school, like it wasn't just taught to us. Like we had to actually, all right, we're on fire, and everybody stop. What's the next step? Drop, roll. There are the three components of this. Let's break this down. This is just the three components. First is stop. And what they tell you is the fire affected person must stop, ceasing any movement which may fan the flames, make it worse, or hamper those attempting to put the fire out. Same thing with drowning. Like you get in there and you like, oh God, anybody that comes to help save you while you're trying to drown and you won't stop and you panicking, you could kill them too. I know this firsthand. I love you guys. All right. Now, second is drop. And drop is the fire affected person must drop to the ground, okay, lying down if possible, covering their face with their hands to avoid facial injury. Okay. And then the third step is to roll. Sorry, I did 2, I meant 3. The third step is to roll. And the fire affected person must roll on the ground in an effort to extinguish the fire by depriving it of oxygen. If the victim is on a rug or one is nearby, they can roll the rug around. Or better yet, they can burrito themselves in the rug to further extinguish the flames. So just get all wrapped up in it. So let's redefine these 3 components, making them to specifically for how we go through storms. And specifically how we go through the storm. First, stop. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Stop what you're doing. Like what you're mentally doing, that anxiety, that stress. Stop it. No need to lose your mind when you find yourself in the midst of a storm. The moment you realize where you are is the time to stop running, stop tripping, stop worrying, and start praying. But time to stop. This also means when we say stop running from this person to that person, looking for them to help you. I'm not saying people can't help you, but that's not what we do. When we first get into a storm, it's like, oh my God, somebody, anybody. Whether you say it verbally, physically, mentally, emotionally. But stop up. Let's stop. Then we want to drop. Whenever, wherever, whatever, baby. It's time to drop and worship. It's time to focus on God. Focus on the one who can actually do something about your situation. Which means I look to the hills for which cometh my help. For all my help comes from the Lord. Stop. Drop. And just put down all this baggage and drop. Whether it's to my knees, whether it's to sit down and meditate, to read my word, drop. And then finally roll. Don't lay down. Don't sit, don't get comfortable. While you're in the midst of the storm, now is not the time to get comfortable. No matter what is happening, now is the time to trust God and keep moving. And let's take roll to another level of no matter what is happening around you. If you are praying, worshiping, reading your Bible, meditating, and trusting God, then now I'm going to roll with it. Okay, Lord. I know you see me. You know where I am. I'm in the midst of this storm. Things is not going the way I thought they would. They are not going the way I wanted them to. Things are just not happening. But I trust you. They're not happening the way I expected them to. We'll talk about expectations another time. Okay? Here's what I've learned. Here's what I know. And what I know now. And I knew it before, but new level, different understanding, deeper understanding, better understanding. And in all thy ways, our understanding, get understanding. Okay. All right. Here it is. Isaiah 43:2. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. When you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned, and the flames will not set you ablaze. No matter what the storm is, first of all, God is always there. Well, I don't see him, I don't feel him, I don't hear him. That does not make him not be there. And if sometimes you gotta say, Lord, show me you, because I'm not seeing you. Show me you. Open my eyes to see you clearly. Do that, because he is always right there. He also will make sure that no matter what happens, it's not just going to run rasha all over you. You got to keep moving though. You got to trust him and keep moving. And then finally, this I think is my favorite part. When you walk through the fire, there's going to be fire, but when you walk through it, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. Like if I had a little bit more technical expertise, the visual that I wanted to put right here in the video is like me walking with maybe green screen, but it's like fire all over. You just walking out like nothing. There's another scripture that says you won't even smell like smoke. People won't even know you've been through a fire. But if they should know, it's so God can get the glory. Don't get it twisted. You mean I gotta go through all that so he can get some glory? Don't think you come out empty-handed. Everything. Favorite verse, Romans 8. What? 18. So, all things. We talked about this previous episodes months ago, but it's there. All things work together for those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Purpose, called, love, all things. So what am I saying today? Everything that you go through, you're gonna be okay. Don't define what okay looks like. Don't worry about okay, what it means. But what does that look like? It doesn't matter. You will make it through the storm, through the fire. Just remember, stop, drop, and roll. Stop and pray. Seek God's face. Worship, meditate on his word. And trust God and roll right through. Don't stop. Don't stop in the storm. Don't take a detour that keeps you in the storm longer. Just know that God is there. and He will protect you through the storm. So when you come out, you're not going to catch on fire, and you're not going to get burned. The waters, the rivers is not going to overrun you. I'm going to say that word again because I like saying it. It's not going to run roughshod over you. Okay? It's not. Stop, drop, roll. I love you guys. Have a wonderful Saturday. I am praying for all of you. Be safe. Mask up if you can. Well, I mean, you can. But mask up. Be safe. And I love you, dear. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you next week. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's any topic you want to talk about, anything you have questions about, anything that I said that you like, wait a minute, Ashley. Because remember, Ashley's not right. So, drop a comment below. You miss me? You like, where you been, girl? I missed you. I'm so glad you're back. Whatever. Say it. Let me know. And then subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Like it. Alright? Love you guys. See you next Saturday.